Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I've decided to take a reluctant break from the extra adorable Legend of Zelda game to play the exceedingly not so adorable Remnant 2. I have not touched this game since the last time I streamed it, so not much has happened. And if I had, I don't really remember it. Okay, what was I last doing? Oh, right, I just cleared Nerude. And I have to go to the Labyrinth next. Oh, I feel like it's gonna be bad things. I really feel like bad things are gonna happen. I'm going the wrong way. I need to go the other way. Going way over in this general direction. Can't wait for the Keeper to betray us. And then I'll be sitting there going, oh dear, oh my, oh dear. Oh, cutscene.
It is I, Anomaly. You have done well. Clementine's trust is well founded. Twice the corruption infected the system. Containment was the most efficient response. Preserve the irregularity for later inquiry. But it festered, grew beyond my sight, and corrupted the core. Even so, it might yet have been contained. Had the destroyer not eliminated this realm's guardian.
Huh.
The labyrinth became unprotected, and my resources stretched thin. With the destroyer as conduit, the corruption spread unchecked from the core to countless realms. I purged the labyrinth. I expunged realm after realm, seeking to restrain
Yeah?
all efforts failed. The system was beyond repair. I was too late. Now, a solution has been revealed. Not to me. To an anomaly.
I'm an anomaly, right?
Perhaps that was the intended design. A fail-safe in case of my own corruption.
I hope you really aren't the villain. I don't feel like blasting you.
The index.
And how does this help us exactly?
With the index, two new probabilities
Oh.
emerge.
Oh, that's good, right?
Well, the first probability is that the root wins, so yeah.
The corruption is everywhere, but it originates from a single source, a single realm. The labyrinth holds all doors and infinite possibilities. When the corruption spread, the door to their realm was closed, even to me. But with the index, I can subvert their defenses. From here, it is possible to purge the corruption.
That means we kill them, right? The root?
All of them this time. For good.
They claim. Except that still doesn't make me feel any better.
Long journey, eh? But we're almost done now. Once you take out whatever's on the other side of that, the ward will be safe. Everyone will. Everywhere. For good. You noticed, huh? I wasn't sure myself, but the fact that you're asking confirms it. I'm not sure, but I think it has something to do with me. That's crazy, though. Nothing I did ever changed the Guardian on Reesum. If anything, the power they gave me made them weaker. But I don't know what else it could be. That's good. I wasn't sure he would. Hell, I still don't know if I do. No. Not that I've bothered to look. That old man's got his own journey. Same as me. Understand? No. I don't think I could ever understand everything about him. But I know now it has something to do with me. I'm connected to the Keeper. And our bond is... You know how they say you become like the people you hang out with? Well, I think in the Labyrinth that might be
Oh,
literally
good.
true.
So she's gonna go
He's
crazy.
becoming me. But our friendship is changing him at a fundamental level. That's as close as I can explain it. It's nowhere near whatever's actually happening. I think it's a good thing, though. Basically. Nothing that'll make sense, probably. The Labyrinth isn't what it looks like. But it also is? Let me try again. Most of this place is like thought and energy. There's so much more to it than what your senses see. I only know that because of my bond with the Keeper. I mostly feel the Labyrinth, like a heartbeat, or sunlight. And like both of those things, it's connected to everything. It is, like, more complicated than I think my brain can even handle. Try asking the Keeper about it. Their answers might not make much more sense than mine, but at least they know what they're talking about. I don't think so, Traveler. I mean, when the Keeper first pulled me here, I stayed because I saw the need, you know? I had to save the world. All the worlds. But it's more than that now. Everywhere I've ever been, the Ward, the Dreamer Project, I felt lost, out of control. Only Reesum ever felt like home. That didn't last. But here, I'm finally calm. I'm finally myself. Thanks. I needed to hear that. But hey, we're not done here yet. There's still one
Lots of
thing
things
to
to
do.
talk about.
Kind of a big one. Tell them I'm sorry. I won't be there to protect them anymore. They'll be all right though, yeah? Once we finish the route for good, they won't need me. They can protect themselves. Yeah, I mean, they'll be scared at first, sure, but they'll do just fine without their weapon to save them all the time. Really? Maybe Bo doesn't. He was always trying to protect me when I didn't need it. And Ford, too. But the others? Well, I guess they didn't all feel that way. Not all the time. But I definitely felt the pressure of it.
Just getting the last conversations in before inevitably going and getting
Tell
killed.
them that, will you? Tell them that I'll miss them. That I found my place out here, and I'm not alone. Tell them I'm happy. Yeah, Bo. He might have seen me. The real me.
Did anything? It's all a stupid lying paradox.
I
No one
mean,
understands what
he
they're
did and
talking,
he didn't.
what they're saying.
sweet.
What is the labyrinth? What is
Doesn't
love?
listen.
What is? Ugh.
Tell the truth, I got the feeling that I was a stand-in for someone from his past that he wasn't able to protect. Maybe I'm projecting, though. He'll be better off without me there, in any case. That boy's gotta love himself before he's any good for someone else. And he'll get there. I know he will. Reesum was my home for a while. A long while. But I knew it wouldn't last. I bonded with Reesum's guardian. Before anyone in the Dreamer Project even really knew what a guardian was. When the Root invaded Earth, they pulled me to Reesum to save me. But our bond weakened the guardian. They became dependent on me. While the Root kept getting stronger. Yes, uncertain. Neither of us wanted to admit it. They needed me to leave as much as I did. Then the Wanderer showed up. You've heard of them, yeah? They needed my help to stop the Root on Earth for good. It was the hardest decision I've ever had to make. Doesn't always feel like it. Looking back, I don't see how I could have stayed. It would have been the selfish way out. Reesum's guardian has grown stronger since I left. I can feel
Well, that's
it.
good.
But the Root won't ever stop. We have to destroy them. It's the only, and all of the rest will be safe for good. And hey, if you see the ward again, tell everyone that I'm okay. They don't need to worry about me. Don't let me stop you.
Don't worry, it'll be fine. Hey, Guardian.
Our remaining time may be valuable anomaly. What information do you require?
I require a high five.
The corruption was preserved for further investigation. Though I did not recognize my purpose at the time, I wished to learn more about myself. Intelligent beings are created by the worlds, a natural outcome of the system. Each world, a parent. Each species, a child. All but a unique few. The Guardians, for example. They are born with the doors. They do not create. They maintain, protect, just as I watch over all. All other intelligence is born of its world. But for one aberration, the corruption. I wanted to understand. Was the corruption an irregularity or an intended outcome? Uncertain.
I like lore. I'm sorry. I like learning the story.
Even the existence of a failsafe proves nothing. So I do not know.
Why am I apologizing?
And yet,
It's all fun.
as I am now, I can feel the answer. The corruption was unexpected. The probability anticipated, accounted for. But ultimately, a mistake. Unknown. No evidence. Only clues and deductions, any of which might be biased by trillions of variables. The possibility remains, too, that there is no creator. That this is but one probabilistic outcome of a vigintillion random overlapping sequences. This possibility cannot be denied. But it produces more uncertainty, not less. The existence of a creator answers the unanswerable. But the nature of a creator cannot be known by its creation. So, the answer remains unknown.
That is a very philosophical answer that I actually really like.
But not the core as you know it. A previous instance, since contained. The children of this core perceive their world as from without, not outside the core, but outside all worlds. The perspective of a creator. With this knowledge, they sought to alter the parameters of existence. The Root are the children of their attempt. Everything. If corruption was intended, what does that say about the creation of all that it would destroy? Was destruction the goal? Resistance? Something else? Alternatively, if the intended can create the unintended, then how can one determine what was intended from the start? Perhaps there is no intended. questions produce questions. From beginningless time, I had not the knowledge to pursue them. Now, I have not the resources. Perhaps someday, difficult to explain, one may similarly ask why fire breathes, or the sun sings. The index describes existence. Its aspect you perceive is pointer and cipher to the underlying infinite sequence of the beginning of all things. If anything is proof of a creator, it is the index. It is simultaneously simple, yet contains within it inexhaustible complexity. It is a masterwork of creation. It does not work. It simply is. We must work around it. Rectifying mistakes becomes effortless. The challenge comes in their identification.
This is so cool.
The utility. Clementine has aided me in ways I could not foresee. She enabled the reallocation of necessary resources, which enabled the return to a former consciousness. That much I did foresee. But more has occurred, the explanation of which is difficult. It is outside my experience. Her presence has changed my perception. Before, there were doors and worlds. There was the core, its children, and the keeper. There was purpose. All of that remains, but now its meaning differs. It has meaning, though that meaning remains elusive. Perhaps that is the difference. Unclear. The foundation of that world, the world it was, is very like your own. It was the core, inviolable, and without need of a guardian. Yet, it corrupted itself. And though the corruption was contained, it was allowed free rein within that containment.
Oh, that's never a good idea.
There is no telling what that world has become. We must not hesitate to act when the time comes. All resources are devoted to necessary tasks. Go and perform yours.
Joy! So they didn't put in containment measures for whatever the hell I'm about to see. That is awesome. So awesome. Hey, Am. How's it going? So what am I about to witness? Oh! Wonderful.
Now what?
Absolutely wonderful. Just spectacular. Welcome to Earth. Enjoy your stay. Yeah, this...
This looks like Earth, but somehow worse.
Welcome to hell. You will not enjoy your stay here, because regular hell will be so much more enjoyable than this. How close am I with that part? Only halfway there. I do not feel ready. I feel like I should have maxed out my summoner class before going through here. Well, that looks fun. Just gonna put this down, cover my blind spots. Oh, I love it. Love the scenery. Such rich robustness of color. Lots of reds. So many nice things to look at. That quenched the forge already? I think I saw it after I smited some things. Maybe a quick little frame drop. Don't mind that. Mark that as complete. Perfect. Not much of a frame drop. Okay, can I go in here? Ooh. There's a checkpoint up already? These dudes were from the first game. That's gonna get me. Good thing my dodge rules give me shields. Should I even use the space crabs in this one? I don't know. I don't think those are particularly useful. Shoot the Helix and missiles. I'll take that. I'll try out Helix. I don't think I've tried that one yet. How could I? I just got it. Ooh, red spot. What's that? Oh. Hope there's some good stuff in here. I'm kind of afraid of finding the end too quickly because I feel like there's more I can do. I've got the Reaping Stone. You do the slice. You do the spooky slice. You do the slice. An elemental status effect is removed from the wearer to become immune to all status effects and gain 5% base damage dealt as lifesteal for 10 seconds. Interesting. That wouldn't be too bad if I wasn't trying to avoid getting hit with that stuff. So is there no other way up, or was that it? I think that's it. I think I can... Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's the... Duh. There's no higher. That's directly underneath. That's where I started from. Come and get some. Oh. All systems, full power. I mentioned I love the engineered archetype in this.
Oh, that was rough.
Wait a minute. Before I continue, I saw a purple something. Okay, looks like it's going to be dropping down from up top. Unless there's something over here. No? Okay. Just making sure. I don't remember... I remember how the first game ended, but I don't quite remember what happened after that. I don't remember if they just allowed you to keep playing or not.
Here we go.
Fascinating. Okay, I got my checkpoint. I'm not going to activate it, so I don't have to refight all the monsters again. Treasure chest. Anyone home? No? Good. Well, Helix missiles might be fun. Dust, got some bandages. Oh, a purple thing. Purple stuff. I've got a resonating heart. Don't know how. Unused, regenerate 50% max health over 5 seconds. When the heal ends, any overheal health to self is doubled and awarded over the next 20 seconds? Keep expecting to find something bad right around the corner. Why wouldn't I? I'm on a post-apocalyptic Earth. That's always fun. Anything over here? Ooh, stuff. I like stuff. Ambush by a monster. Got it. One tome of knowledge. Let's see. I haven't been co-oping very much, so I'm just going to leave that one as it is. I'll improve my stamina regen, since one of the rings I use... I don't know how useful the blackout ring is, but that rerouting cable is fairly useful. Oh, goody. Okay. Is this just gonna be a gauntlet to fight through? I'm gonna assume it is. Quickly, turret! Oh, good, a tough guy. Ran out of juice at the last second. The first time, I'm glad to have a shield. Nuts.
That was rough.
Well, that was rough and entertaining at the same time. Well, that could have been worse. So I'll have to just play through this entire thing again on Nightmare difficulty. So if I do that, then I think in the last game I got a cool weapon for doing it. I never played the DLC, though. So I got a new trait. Handling. Reduces weapon spread and recoil. That'd be useful. Hmm. Treasure. Boink. That feels like a point of no return. Maybe I should explore a little more. Is this the original ward? Ooh, an Ankh of Power? What is that? Grant a 15% increase to all damage. Consuming a relic increases the bonus to 25% for 15 seconds. Interesting. I don't know if it really fits my build. Somewhere I haven't explored yet? Maybe it isn't the original ward. I don't know what it is. It just... Maybe it's just because it's got that nostalgic design for it. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. I feel like I'm missing something. Or I'm gonna see if I can backtrack at least. I might have to teleport, which means I'll have to fight through all the guys again. And that's not gonna be a bad thing, because that'll get me much more which will give me much needed experience, right? Right? Oh, what's that? Ooh. I found Zanya's Malice. It's a wreath. Zanya? Zanya. Dealing weak spot damage increases weak spot damage by 5% for 5 seconds and stacks it up to 4 times. What? I need to pay closer attention to that minimap. So if that's the case, there must be a little bit more around here than I previously. Treasure hunting mode engaged. Putting off beating the game. Also engaged. Hey, Ed! What's shaking, dog? I'll go back in here. There's gotta be something I missed. It feels like it. Like, this has to be something. Oh, did I... Oh, that's funny. So I picked the hardest path to get to that ring the first time. Like, this looks walkable, right? It has to be. Oh, failure. I think my angle's off. Aha! I can. Ooh, stuff. Nice stuff. So it's a steel katana. And oh, achievement. Edgelord. I've acquired 10 melee weapons. I didn't get all the melee weapons. How did I not have more melee weapons? And looks like armor. The Dendroid mask, chest, grips, and leggings. Very routine. And it's very heavy. It's like putting your head inside the monsters you've been killing all this time. It's comfortable enough, though, so long as you don't think about where it's been. Interesting. This one says, fibrous tentacles wrap themselves around your chest. Up until now, you've resolutely avoided this situation. The deadwood boots are surprisingly snug. You're not sure what you expected, shotting your feet inside the bloodthirsty branches of the root, but it wasn't this cushioned comfort. And finally, Dendroid grips. Against all logic, these gloves feel natural, like extension of whoever you were meant to be. Seems like that should bother you more. Oh, this is a light armor set. I thought for sure it'd be heavier than that. An old piece of steel with serrations cut into the side. Pipe handle provides limited grip. That is one rusted steel katana. Much like Earth, this world held out against the root as long as they could. So long that their weapons, their armies used to fight off the initial attacks were destroyed, lost, or forgotten. They had to make do with whatever they could find. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to save them. History within the two cores followed a similar path. At a macro level, in fact, one might notice no difference at all. The contrast becomes apparent, however, when one investigates history at an individual level. Fascinating. Fascinating. What's to say about those? It's like, I already read that. The corruption began as an idea, a seed released by witnessing the truth of all things. Like all ideas, the seed took root. It bloomed, and the idea took form, growing of its own accord until it could no longer be quelled even by those who had created it. Sounds like someone had a dumb idea, and it got worse. All worlds may be built upon the Labyrinth, but the core is the heart of all worlds. The Labyrinth was meant to be unseen, the core to be unbroken. Or so it was. The corruption has left nothing as it was intended. The debt will... I already read that. At every point in every world, the speed with which the corruption has spread has been underestimated. Even its own creators did not foresee how quickly their own annihilation could occur. Freaky. The initial purpose of the corruption is unclear. Do its creators intend to destroy the boundaries of their world, or perhaps their very creator? Or did the corruption begin as something else? Something beneficent? I do not know, but it is kind of... But looking at this armor, I can't help but feel like it's suspiciously... Like, and all the descriptors on it feels suspiciously... It's just suspicious. So that is a lighter set of armor than I originally anticipated. I do like the knotted set. Good game for Halloween/October? I'd like to think so. It's dark, gritty, spooky. And yet, if I'm not mistaken, this is the very end of the game. This is like the last area before the final boss fight. And then what do I do? Oh wait, I saw something shiny. Aha! Not much, but it'll do. I suppose I could milk it a little more if I went ahead and bought the DLC. Means I think I need to buy the game because I'm only playing it through Game Pass right now. The DLC had some pretty cool stuff, if I'm not mistaken. 3 new archetypes. Altogether, the last DLC, I think, dropped not even like a couple weeks ago. Because in the amount of time for 1 week in particular, the amount of time it took for me to, like, not play the game and then pick it up again, they updated it the day I went to play it. And they completely overhauled the fragment system. I feel like I found everything I need to. I have not, but these archetypes also take an eternity to level up, and I haven't found them all yet. For sure, I'm keeping Summoner, because that's just me. That's just my own archetype. I still have the Master Challenger, I have the Master Hunter, I have the Master Engineer. I'm pretty sure Engineer and Summoner is going to be my go-to build for this game. It calls me the high-tech mastermind. I don't know if I found everything there is to find, but I'm going to go ahead and continue on. If I also wanted to milk it, I could also play this game on a harder difficulty. Because I think I was mentioning it earlier. There's a particular weapon, I don't know if it came from the first... I don't know if it came back from the first game or not, but there's like one where you have to beat each of the world boss, yeah, each of the world bosses on, I think, at least nightmare difficulty? And you'll unlock a kick-ass sword. Yeah. Dying Ember. Gain 6% of base melee damage dealt as life steal. I don't quite remember what the sword does. I was just researching a little bit at one point, trying to figure out the Blood Moon, and I found that. I don't even remember its name. It made me think of, like, something the Aztecs would use, though. And I thought that was a cool idea. Add red around the blade. There, can you just game has been random and different next playthrough? I know it is very random because because it's like the first game. It's a random playthrough. It's got a couple different stories in it, and it's all randomized depending on what you do in it or what you might get. There's a different version of Losum. There's a different version of Yesha. There's a different version of Nerud with a different final boss. The only things that are constant, I believe, is the start of the game and this section. This final leg of the game, I think, is a static, like, layout. You will always get the same monsters, the same boss. Definitely return to Ward 13 at the moment. I should probably do that. I should upgrade my weapons. Possible.
What can I do for you?
It does not have infinite replayability, though, as far as I know. There is a point where you will have seen and done everything. Awesome. Good, but could be better. Upgrade a standard weapon to +10. And to think, I thought I was gonna use the bows the whole time. Nope, I ended up finding a Tommy gun.
You know where to find me.
I think the only thing I've been using consistently so far has been the rune pistol. Root Earth. So Losum has a different storyline to it. Nerud has a different one. Yesha has a different one. I'm playing through a different storyline through the adventure mode, so I don't have to replay all of the campaign. But they'll let you re-roll any one of these.
Wonder what that is.
I'm scared of knowing what that is. I don't know if I want to know what that is. It looks like a tree with something living still on it. Oh, gross. Uh-oh. It's pulsing to life. Oh, it's Cthulhu. It's cancer. It feels surprisingly fitting for this month, isn't it? A lot of different companies are currently doing, like, anti-cancer campaigns. It's not a tumor. Effort. Down all systems, full power. Ah. I dodged the wrong way, and way too early. I mean, hey, if I can't beat this thing on like a couple tries, I can always go to one of the other adventures and power up, right? Man, out of stamina. Back. I think shooting in the back is going to be what I need to do. a glitch in the Matrix! Woo! That wasn't so bad.
It's over.
I entered the gamer state. What did I used to do when I had a camera on? Oh, I think when I was, like, getting very serious about something, I just, like, pretended I was pulling down, like, a helmet or something. Like the faceplate. Then I would end up getting very quiet. I mean, like, yep, I'm going to do this. I have slain cancer. That's just the halfway point. Probably. Oh, hey, a corrupted harbor. Hey! Excuse me. Thanks. Woo! Corruption emulates that which is familiar to the realm's inhabitants. Through the process of assimilation in a single instant, it gains the biological advantages that took a species its entire existence to acquire. That does not sound very pleasant. But I'm gonna go see what this thing is, because that might be useful to my current build. Ah. McCabe, I know you hate my guts, but please.
This better be good. Alright, let's see what you've got.
Craft for me the defrag. Infects weapon with malware for 30 seconds, causing shots to apply fragmented for 5 seconds. When it dies, they create a glitch that lasts 15 seconds. Creating a... Oh. Fascinating.
Bye.
Probably make the mistake of seeing how this works, but it's certainly root-like still. Hey, Dwell!
Greetings. Forgive me. I am not good with paxiltic faces.
That's okay, it's the feeling is mutual.
That which will make it stronger than before.
I need far more scrap. Need a lot more scrap. I want to get Spirit Healer to level 10. Because that will help me considerably with the build that I keep going for, so I don't need to worry about healing my minions as much. Root. Corrupted Harbor. Here we go. Oh boy. Well, this looks like fun. Little by little, I'm getting there.
This isn't looking good.
Oh, that looks fun. We have to fight tripods now. It likes... There's two of them. They like to yell. Have a turret. Die, darn you.
Damn. Over?
Sheesh. What movie were the tripods featured in? Was that Independence Day? Yeah, they got the 3 ridiculously long legs. Really, War of the Worlds? Okay. I was thinking of the wrong movie then. What was that other one where the guy flew into the main cannon with his plane and was shouting like, "I'm back!" Hey, it's a lesser cancer. That one's Independence Day? Okay. Definitely gotta bone up on my movies. Oh good, more tripods. And another really big guy back there. Looks like the Reaper. Okay, so you can phase through walls. I get it. Ooh, I got a relic fragment for base health. Hey, little burrowing freak shows are pretty annoying. Enough already, will ya? Are you just infinitely... Is it because of those stupid tripods? I don't want to know it's because the stupid tripods keep summoning more. Bold words from someone who's constantly summoning minions in. It is the tripods. They're summoning more minions in. No wonder this is so difficult. Alright, all systems full power! Okay, I'm an engineer. I solve problems.
Oh, bag's full.
With guns and lasers. I see lasers! It's a miracle. He believes! He believes! Oh, thank you very much. So many things. Hi. I mean, more often than not, I sometimes feel like my summons are more of a detriment than they are a help.
All right, come and get some.
That's just me, though. All my enemies being on the ground. Maybe I should start summoning the other hollows instead. I can summon them in faster. It's cheaper for me to summon in the flyers, but they don't last nearly as long. And most of my enemies at this point have been on the ground. The handful that I have had to fight that were in the air, I had to kill personally because my flyers kept getting killed. Ooh, how do I... don't know how to get over there because it won't let me leap. I was leaping along. Leap, leap, leap. It's like I have to go around. Can't wait to switch over to my hollow summons, and then all of a sudden they're enemies that are flying, and I'll be sitting there going, really? So these little roly-polies should be a much more...
Holy hell, what was that?
probably efficient option. Unlike the flyers, they can take a lot more damage. In comparison, I should say. Eventually, I'll get to try out the Root Hulk instead, and then we'll see how that one goes. This looks suspiciously familiar. Wrong button. Oh, good. There's two of them. Fun. I mean, the only problem with that is my... Wow, the sound effect on this thing sounds familiar. I hear the Night Feeder in this thing. You're not cool, you're just annoying. Sheesh! I got the chakra trait.
That's it. Now.
And I got an achievement for that. What did I get? Chakra. Increases mod duration by... Oh! That's gonna be useful for my build, too. Oh, now you decide to show up, little hollow. Be gone, I'll summon you back. I have found a tome of knowledge. Go ahead and put it in that. Oh good, we're not quite done yet. The Night Feeder I was mentioning was from a show. I don't know how many of you know it, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. It was called Primal. It was made by, I think, the same dude, the same group that, it's not a single person. I'd be impressed if it was. I think it was the same brains behind Samurai Jack. Same art style. But a far, far, far darker version. Or, like, story, I should say. And one of the monsters in the show was called the Night Feeder. And it happened to have roars that were very similar to the two the two big monsters I was just fighting. It was a little disconcerting. I was not a huge fan of watching that show. That whole show was scary, man. Like, Just what the French toast did I decide to watch? Ooh, a ring! The flyweight sting! Increases melee damage while armor encumbrance is below 50. Damage bonus increases with lower encumbrance up to 25% at 0 weight. So, like putting on this dendroid set. So basically, that if I remove all of my armor, I can basically increase my melee damage. Weird. What's over here? Nothing. What's the point of me going... That just drops me down. I don't want to get dropped down. That way leads to nothing. That's what I wanted. I can never find this zoom in button. We go. Oh, I see. Okay, so there is a point to that being here. That's a ledge I need to land on if I want to get that other item. Whee! Another ring! I've got the probability cord. Increases crit damage by 20%. Aw, I thought it was gonna give me a 20% chance increase of winning the lottery. That would have been nice. But no, it decided against it. Waste that. Another ring, the kinetic circle stone. How many rings are in this last area of the game? Increases mod and skill cast speed by 20%. That's not too bad at all. Did that let me put down the turret faster, I wonder? There, nothing here. Where did that ring go? I want to try it. Where did that ring go? Ability core, not the power saver. Reserve boosting ring. Oh, I use that once. Stalking. Here we go. This one. Oh, good day. Well, you look fun. And you fly. This guy's called Venom. He's a regenerator. Oh, he's a regenerator? Wow, I am doing terrible now. Okay, just jump through the mess and I should be fine. Maybe I need something that'll... What is that? What is this? Get away from those things. Whoa, yeah! Well, that was entertaining as well. Ah. Probably even areas that I might have been able to hide from them, but it... Nah, it doesn't look like there was. Okay. Okay, I've got a new trait point. Guess if I... Mod duration especially. I tend to use mods frequently. So if I can make those mods last longer... But one more point into Spirit. And then I'll put the rest into, put some more into that other one. That'll be useful. Level up! Increase my mod duration some more. That's always fun. It's not really any that. About... What's better, armor or damage reduction? I don't quite understand those values. Mouse over. Armor increases damage reduction by 42.7%. So... This is considered heavy? Strange. So in this case, because I'm working on... Doesn't really make much sense. Well, no, yeah, it does, because... Is it? So this particular fragment, it just reduces my damage reduction. But armor already does that. So if I do that, that increases my armor. Now it's up by 43%. Where otherwise, if I was using just damage reduction, that's just a flat damage reduction. I'm assuming? Ooh, looks like the final big bad boss fight right there. The big question, though, chat, do I go for the big bad boss now? You know what? There is no question, chat. I'm going for the big bad boss now, because I'm expecting to take a few tries. I'm going to go ahead and see what this new thingamabobber that I just got is. Still pulsing heart of a truly ghastly creature. Holding it for too long stirs a touch of madness within you. The corruption is ever evolving. As it consumes, it advances itself. Logic dictates the strongest most developed among them are either the eldest or simply the most efficient. Spooky. McCabe, I've got a really strange thing for you to see. I know you hate that I bother you, but it needs to be.
What is it now? What do you need?
I need you to check this thing out. Skewer 2.0. Fires a Regis spear which embeds itself in contact. Spears deal damage on hit, rapidly dividing inside the target until bursting. Ew. That sounds fun. Crafty! I've crafted 15 weapon mods. I didn't need to get a... Okay. Well, this'll be fun. I am now at the Blackened Citadel. This will either be the end of the play... Well, it's not even going to be the end of the playthrough. There's more stuff in this game I can do. I just have to continue doing it. The root of the problem. I'm wearing their skeletons on me.
Guess we're doing this the hard way.
Wait!
What are you doing here?
It won't work!
Anomaly. Step aside.
This is not gonna end well.
You did it. We're here. This is our one chance. If we stop the root here, it's done. For good.
Corruption eradicated.
I can break the shield, but it'll take everything I've got. I'll be powerless. All right. Once we do this, there's no turning back. Either you win, or
Say it.
it's the end of everything.
Anomaly. Your chance of success is greater than 0. I was attempting to reassure you.
Yeah, thanks. Very comforting.
He's getting some emotion.
Let's do this.
Please do it.
You ready?
I'm... ready as I'll ever be. Kaboom! No power. You are now powerless. That's not my pistol.
You must hurry.
Hey!
Get out of here already.
Kick some ass for me.
Get out of here already. Last thing we need you to do is get captured and used as a monster or something. Huh. I don't know what I'm gonna be fighting, so I should probably go with the flyers. I probably should have done that right at this. Oh good, they're still standing there like fools. Hello? Oh, it's you. Watch the stream from a safe location. It's called Annihilation. Ow! This is only the first phase. There's no way this thing is gonna die that easily. Getting very annoying. My sweet lord, can I grab the ammo, please? I survived that before. I don't necessarily know what happened there. First tries don't count as annoying. First tries, anything can count as annoying if it keeps phasing like that. Try the resonating parts. I don't know how useful skewer's gonna be, so I'll try. I'll grab my old friend, the familiar. Hello, friends.
Did you need something, traveler?
Nope, I just died and came back from the grave. Okay, you giant freak, let's try this again. Oh, okay. Okay, so the homing balls can be destroyed. That definitely makes that a lot more makes things easier. Oh, I survived because I was using... I was dodging so much, so my shields were taking the hits for me. Almost there.
This is futile.
Now you tell me?
I'd hoped it would not come to this.
Come to what? Hey. Hey! There's gotta be a way. What are we doing here if there isn't a goddamn way?
Only two outcomes for me. The corruption consumes us all. Or
Keep! What's going on? Why isn't it staying dead?
the corruption is violent. Containment is no longer a viable option. The only outcome left is annihilation. To eradicate the corruption, the system must be restored.
Okay. What the hell does that mean?
It means wiping everything. Starting over.
Starting over? I thought we were trying to stop that from happening.
We have no choice. The root will destroy everything. For all time.
This is unexpected. I am reluctant to execute.
That has to be done, though.
No. Keep. There's another way. Traveler! On me!
Clementine!
Oh good, we're not done fighting yet. You suck. Or this is on purpose. I just have to survive a gun. Quest complete! I've got the Forgotten Memory, the Broken Compass. I got Scholar. And a Point of Knowledge. Everyone's going poof! Was that a chuckle? Oh, hey, Ford. Where you been? Me too, apparently. There is now nothing. Okay. That was an interesting solution. I wonder what the... I wonder what the logic is for this. I don't know if they lived happily ever after, Ed. It's nothing but ashes. Special thank you to all the people who make awesome... Well, we try to make awesome games. Of course, I have to watch the credits because it would be a disservice to every single developer out there. Amsterdam. A dear friend of mine lives out there. I am going to snooze this advertisement that's coming up because... We gotta enjoy this. This is just too... cool, I suppose. I was kind of expecting to... I was kind of expecting to fight the dragon again for some strange reason, but... I am very curious. It's the same feeling I had for, like, Mass Effect 3 when they announced a continuation of the series. I can't help but sit there and wonder, where are they gonna go from here? Jameson Price is in this game? Huh. Amric? Coincidental name. My thought process, though, for that one conclusion with Mass Effect, it's like they finished the trilogy, and then they went to an entirely different galaxy to make a new story. And I think they did pretty well with all the things they had to go through. But then the question remains, it's like, what are they going to do next? I have the same kind of thought for this. Because the first game, it's kind of like you knew that it was going to continue on at least one more game. I admittedly didn't play the DLC in the first game, so I missed quite a bit of the story here, but I think I pieced it together decently enough. But now that this is done, and all we see is just the index thingy and ashes, I can't help but sit there going, what are they gonna do for another game if they get, like, if they're not already working on it, getting permission to work on it? I don't know either, and it's a mind-boggling question. I'd have to watch at the end of the credits, though, and see what happens. If it just kicks me back to the start, then I'll be kind of like, okay, I guess we're just gonna play this thing all over again. That was thoughts on the game, though. So I'm not done playing it. I still got a bit of time to go. Funny little picture I just got sent from my old man. What happened? I'm not worried. It was funny. So for those not in the know, my old man's visiting for this week, and he's downstairs in the kitchen working. And Max decided to play with his mouse. His computer mouse. And the picture he just sent me has the silly boy laying on the countertop with his paws near the mouse cursor and the mouse pad. Mischievous little furball, I swear. Unreal Engine. Whoops. We sat there for so long not doing anything, it suddenly was like, yeah, we're not doing stuff. Well, the credits rolled. Now what? It's only getting further and further away. I see the outline of a cube-like thing. Oh! It switched scenes. the Watcher! He's still kicking! Sorry, the Keeper? He's not really watching, he's the Keeper. Everything's getting put back together again. It's me! Without my helmet on! Boom. I hope there wasn't more to that cutscene because I didn't click any buttons. Scholar increases experience gain by 0%? Or more if I actually wanted it to. I can increase it up to 15 whole percent, huh? Well, that was fascinating, so that's it, I guess? Got a bunch of non-hostiles here. Oh yeah, there's a combination lock I never figured out. This is just fascinating.
Good to see you again. Yeah, what's on your mind? Can I do anything else for you?
No, you can't.
So long.
I don't know who the... I don't know if there's any, like, reflection of the story being done or what.
You're back.
We're all back,
All right,
technically.
Let's see what you've got.
I want... Ooh, what is this thing? Charge shots, fire, burst of 5 energy bolts, hits reduce subsequent charge time, increases damage by 10%. Sounds cool. That looks cool. It's called the Alpha Omega.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, that looks cool. This weapon harnesses the root's very essence, its deceptive beauty, its pitiless decimation, to serve as the absolute apex of deadwood lethality. Immortality, cessation. The corruption promises both, but the two cannot exist in tandem. Every end requires a beginning, and every beginning requires an end. This might be my favorite. This might be my favorite looking weapon in the game. Give it Spirit Healer. Well, that's it, chat. If the game's been beaten, I've got some other things I can do to play this game. Ooh, I like this weapon. This weapon's cool. Oh, yes. So... I have to go see... Let's see, is Rooter still here? Losum's still here. The Labyrinth is still here. What happens if I go back to the Inner Sanctum? I'm sincerely hoping I didn't accidentally click a button and skip the cutscene at the very end, because that was such a sudden shift. Are they still here? They are not. So if I go through here... I'm on Root Earth. That's the Blackened Citadel. Are they still standing there? They are not. And I'm kind of hesitant to go in there because I don't really want to trigger the fight again. I don't know if it'll trigger the fight again. I guess I'll go just see. Maybe nothing will happen. And if nothing happens, awesome. Nothing. And that's what I was hoping would happen. That was really weird. So now... Because they're gone now. They are completely and utterly gone. Of course, the lesser root are probably still here. But they're not in the Sanctum anymore. So where's the Keeper and Clementine? it's so confusing. Storylines are so confusing. Okay, only have 801 scrap. Probably need some more scrap. What if Wallace has something to say?
Traveler. They don't like it when I help you, but it is the role I must play.
I need 2 more luminite crystals, and then I can get the golden compass, which to me looks like it's a
Until next
another
time.
archetype. Go to Memento chat. Let's see. After final boss, what is I might have to, like, watch the cutscene afterwards. Hmm. I hate this. I hate this. Explain to me, because I can't understand. Let's see. There's apparently more. Has a secret post-credit scene. That automatically skips if the player skips the credits. Once the last keeper takes stage once more, we saw that. Okay, I did not miss anything. When buildings that previously dissipated energy are regenerated as triumphant music plays, the player character appears in an unknown field, seemingly asleep, but wakes up suddenly with a sharp gasp as the screen fades to black. Okay. Makes me feel a little better at least. I suppose I have a little more time in the stream. I'll continue the adventure that I was currently.
Oh, traveler.
Oh, to you, sir. I'd like to upgrade my equipment because I need to upgrade Alpha Omega. I need to, but I need more luminite crystal, and I only need a handful.
You know where to find.
I'll hang on. Okay. So I have officially defeated Remnant 2's main story, and there are some DLC that I could theoretically play through. I am not entirely sure if I will or not, but I'm tempted to, but at the same time, remains are the smaller remnants. Yes, yes indeed. Oh, how convenient. There's a blood moon going on. That's funny. Now there's no point in doing it. Say, watch out for the deer. They do hurt you when they run into you. Oh, that's fascinating. So I can leave some brands on the ground with this weapon. And the moment I reload, kaboom! And this thing recharges pretty quickly, like the... I like the Tommy gun does for mod power, I mean. Frames dropped there for a second, that was kind of weird. Well, I do want that final weapon. So if I'm sufficiently motivated enough, I'll probably continue playing the game. And I'll probably end up streaming it. I'll have to look up what the weapon was. What was this thing called? Melee weapons. What was this thing called? Special melee weapons. Oh, there's one called the Black Great Sword. Viewing the third DLC of the game, Dark Horizon. It's a Berserk reference. The description on this thing reads, okay, maybe I went a little overboard with this one. Handle it well and try not to go berserk. It's a Berserk reference. That's funny. Oh, there it is. This thing is called World's Edge. Apparently, you can be obtained in Bravus's shop after defeating one world boss per world on Apocalypse. Oh boy. And World Boss is the final boss, if I'm not mistaken. Sure, I understand what if I'm gonna do this challenge, I definitely need to know. World boss is, let's see. Oh, September 24th was when I think I last streamed. That's funny. World bosses are... yes, sir. They are exactly what I think they are. Oh, which means I gotta fight the cube boss again. Yay! Son of a gun. I have to fight the cube boss again. Okay. And I have to fight Annihilation again. Okay. So, to unlock World's Edge, I need to beat all of the at least one of the world bosses on Apocalypse difficulty. I probably will not be getting to that for a long while then. Because that is the hardest difficulty in the game, and that means I need to have the best gear in the game. And infinite patience. Vestige of Power. 5 seconds without being damaged increases ranged and melee damage by... What's that? Oh, it's in alphabetical order. 10%. So, it's definitely going to be a case of, do I have the mental fortitude to fight all those bosses again on such a high difficulty? Because apparently it does not matter. It does not matter. It says the world bosses do not need to be defeated in campaign mode or in a specific order to be able to purchase this item. Only that I have to beat at least one of the world bosses from each world on Apocalyptic. In which case, that makes me assume that I can then play through Boss Rush instead of having to run through all of the different areas trying to get this thing. That makes me want to cry a little. Okay. Not a lot, just a little. Yes. Yes, it is. It does make that a lot more doable. Both for my sanity and for the amusement of the chat. Because eventually, I'll probably get so angry that I just will stop being funny. And nobody wants that. Some people might. I'm not sure how many people in this chat would actually want to see me get that frustrated. Let's see. This looks fun. I'm in the Forgotten Field now. There's a lot of death in here.
Blade and spear, shield and stone. To arms, they come alive. Would that I were not doomed to watch the world wander past in rot. But what wanders past today? A Paxotech. A terrible wonder, even for one who has seen many wonders. If its kind walk Yesha foreigner, then surely the wheel of the world is set to turn again. Perhaps grind me at last. Pain now outweighs peace in the measure of my days. God murderer. The traveler tried once. She came upon me at first light, when the dew had not yet fallen from the grass. A carpenter, and daughter of a carpenter who was a carpenter's son. The branches took her at once. I wonder if her sword is still clenched within her fair hand. How came I to this wretched state? Its eyes reached the question before its tongue left home or hearth. The tumbling ruin beneath its tender pads was once a fortification, an encircling bulwark to the greatest conurbation ever brought forth on Yesha's soil. Such faith we put in its solidity. Merchant and marshal, peasant and prince, their souls kneeled at the altar of within and without. But a wall is a false god, built to crumble. The only thing a wall ever truly divides is a fool from his wisdom. The rifts open swiftly. They split the bulwark stone as a hot needle kisses the onion skin of a boil, and the pus poured through on tangled wooden limbs. Yes, the final calamity. Their numbers endless. They rushed upon us like a river in flood. The end began. Teeming with life. The sun has never shone on a city greater, ruined, so that I might not even visit it in dreams. Charnel. By the root. Yes. The final calamity. Their numbers endless. They rushed upon us like a river in flood. The end began. For 40 days, we fought them on these steps. The soldiers fell first, then the officers. Then they called upon the priests. We knew the children would be next. And so, we flung our vets into the breach. Some were torn apart like green shoots in a glutton's teeth. Others were swallowed whole and vanished from the sphere. I stuck, anguished cork in the malign bottle. It seethes around me. It waits to disgorge its grotesqueries once more upon Yesha's scalded skin. Please, Paxotec, wanderer, it who would do right, put its edge to this cursed snarl. Vent its rage upon it. I shall greet death as an old friend, and we shall go hand in hand to the horizon, leaving the suffering of this blasted heath far behind. Destroy the knot.
Well, let's destroy the knot, and I can't talk to him anymore. So do I just? Whoops! accidentally blasted one of my minions. Try not to kill him by accident? Or like directly shoot at him? 'Cause that's just me. Get over the damn edge. Screw off, you giant turkey. Full power! Keep dodging! Nice! Hey, he didn't die! He lives! Trust me, Ed, I was trying to finish it. Now I got something called Invigorate. Reduce the stamina cost of all charged melee attacks by 25%. Ooh, that's not too get rid of you before something bad happens. Hello.
Am I? Is this real? Or has insensate madness claimed me? Paxaltech. I have not tasted air unmixed with the foul humors of the tango in an age's age, nor Dared I dream that I ever might again, much less feel the soft touch of good soil beneath my hooves, or the kiss of the wind on my free fur. Faithless, faithless have I been, and yet Paxaltec came, with war in its right hand, and temperance in its left. The Paxaltec came, and I am
Yay!
two-handed warrior. It has my allegiance, whatever may come. Paxaltec have a gift for death, this much is true, but they are not all destroyers. Perhaps if it fights with us, perhaps the root may yet be crushed under the wheel of time. Take this, though it be a relic of Wheelamer, stewards of death. Wield it in defense of life. No thanks is needed, for I owe it a debt unpayable. I think I shall linger here a while yet. Many are those who fell on these blood-soaked steps. No, some are now naught but bones. They each deserve the funerary rites of royalty. These I shall endeavor to complete with whatever time is left to me. If its road should ever wind this way again, grace me with a visit. There are yet tales of Yesha, I might tell it, if it cares to hear them shared. On the contrary, it has
It's a
been
pity he's in an
since
adventure. I can't visit him anytime I want.
very much alive. Let us first be properly introduced. Once I was called Lich, foremost of the Laymir. High priest of the dead. How I gloried in that title. Would that I had known the irony. A funerary priest of the deathless, the highborn. One who wraps the powerful in glory, and a Muslim who seals the secrets of the eternal
Took
empress
a
with
look and
sweet
a
sea
look and
oil.
kept on
He
ticking.
would not accept.
Funny.
We guarded the flesh of the great and sought their resurrection. Among these trusted sacred pan, I was the utmost. I relished the favor of her permanence. More fool I. For many epochs, the highborn did not fear the flow of time, for the fruit of the Thane tree kept it at bay. But there are other ways to die. Misadventure. The Eternal Empress dreamed of defeating this final terminus. If life could be taken, could it not be given back? The flesh was preserved against that question's answer. This was the province of the Laymir. But let us start at the beginning. Much would I have it know. And to know all, it must know what is first. Would it hear the history of the pan? In the time before time, the pan lived in the place that was. It is said that there came a great plague that ravaged the land so that the fields were seeded only
I'm
with the
sucker
bones
for
of the
stories.
dead,
I'm not
healed
apologizing.
only the cries of the bereft, with his flock drowning in woe. The leader of the pan held forth a great decree. 100 ships were built to hold 10,000 souls, with their god of many faces cutting the waves before them. The pan that were ventured across the Vilkmarza, the dark sea, through the long night. The vaunts prayed and the red widows wept, for no one knew if the dark sea had a far shore. 100 days lit 100 ships, and 100 knights drew their swaddling across them too. But on the 101st day, as the Red Widow in the foremost ship bowed her horns to the god of many faces, a bird lit between them, singing, "Glory to the Pan, for they have reached the King Mother." Yesha rose like the dawn before them, unseen, untamed, and free. The king who was, him known to the Pan as Colket the War-Handed, later Colket the Woebegone,
What a title.
and at last as Colket.
I actually ransacked his tomb
Quick of blade
in a different timeline.
youth, a fearsome general who watered the tree of progress with the lifeblood of many enemies. But the exploits of youth brought Colket no peace in age. They say he took the plague as fate's judgment against his warlike eye. Fate offered a choice: flee the land of his fathers, or end his line as the king of death. Colket hesitated no more in pilgrimage than he had in war. He raised up ships as once he had raised regiments. He sailed from the place that was with a heart full of hope. He was never to see Yesha's shores. He passed in peace before the crossing's end, greeting death with grace. The god of many faces had been with the Pan since the place that was. Longer. None speak of a time before its guardianship. It was a god as real as the soil beneath us. A god one could visit, a god one could touch. Its ways were not known, but all agreed it loved us and ever would. More would I have it here of this, for this tendril twines with its own. But patience two-handed one, each thing in time. In those days,
I'm only
there was
going through all these stories
emperor.
because I'm
There
not
were
guaranteed to
no
run into him
kings.
again.
Colket the Wise passed on the dark sea and left no heir. It was only agreed that the clergy should step in where Colket had stood. The Vaughn's spoke for the many-faced one, and the Red Widows spoke for the sun, stone, sky, and stream. It had been ever thus. Now, they linked hands to cradle the destiny of the Pan. For 80 days, the Vaughn's fell prostrate upon Yesha's unfamiliar shore. They prayed for a sign, and that this forest should be ours. On the 80th day, two forms emerged from the depths of the jungle. First came a doe with coat of red. Where it walked, the soil gave forth flowers and sweet berries, and they took it as a sign of grace. But behind the doe came another, a wolf with fur as lightless as the obsidian waves the Pan had so lately crossed. Surely, this great beast was a portent of death. Yet, desperate were these threadbare priests of old, and of these visions to their charges, these Vaughn's spoke only one. And why not? The doe fills all who glimpse it with a spirit of hope,
Getting a lot
sense
of
of growth.
mod,
It leaks among
mod
the shrub
protection
and
on here.
bramble even now, even with Yesha sundered by the root. There are those who think it more than a spirit, a god in waiting. These call themselves the children of the Red Doe. the carpenter's daughter was one such. Huh. May her faith be rewarded. May her spirit roam the forest alongside the doe forever free. Those who glimpse the doe often glimpse the wolf, for the latter seems compelled to pursue the former. To hear those early Vaughns tell it would be to hear of many different wolves in pursuit, and only one doe. A simple deception, but a far-reaching one. Modern Pan know the truth. What must it be to spend an eternity chasing that which one might catch but may not kill? For the wolf and the doe have often met, antler and tooth, hoof and claw. The doe may spill the wolf's blood, and the wolf may taste the doe's flesh, but never the other's life to take. Yesha itself forbids it. They say the chase has driven the wolf quite mad. With the assurance of the Vaughns, the Pan took to Yesha and she to us. And for a time, there was stillness. Men were born who had never known the land that was, nor the endless sea at their backs. One such was called Genus. She was but 15 springs when she felt the calling of the Red Widows, and not 3 more when she felt the touch of sickness. As Genus approached the door of death, she sought her sisters, for there were no Laner yet, and it was the Red Widows who ushered the Pan into the soil. But Genus's malady was known to the Widow Mother, to her, to the Elder Pan. It seemed the plague had found them again, even on this distant shore. Genus was shunned, cast out into the
Sorry, I'm not really
jungle,
talking
and
too
many
much. I'm
was
just kind of
killed
enthralled by
from
listening to this.
None among them could have foreseen what would come next. Plague-ridden and scorned, the Red Widow Genus had been cast into the jungle to be forgotten. But fate had other plans. After many days in the jungle, Genus emerged. The Pan were humbled, for all signs of plague had been lifted from the young Genus, replaced by a regal gait none could deny. Fascinated, all assembled to hear her tale. And quite a tale it was. Genus spoke of a vision that had come upon her as she lay in the moss, gasping out her last. In her vision, the plagues had returned. Pan, young and old, wailed and keened and spat their last blood on Yesha's pristine sand. But then, when all seemed lost, a great tree rose out of the jungle, strange and wonderful, and heavy with luminous fruit. This tree, the Thane, she named it, gave all who ate of it a life unending. The Pan embraced it, and their glory stretched
I think I
on
can get that.
for 1,000 epochs. Genus rose to power on this. A spire built of words.
I am well over the 3-hour mark. Not overly far, but I really want to keep listening to these, but it might not be entertaining for the viewers, so I'm highly tempted to just call it a stream here, because I'm not really talking. I'm just enjoying listening to this.
The Red Widows were easy converts, inclined to believe their sister, and eager to spread her vision to all the Pan. In time, they held more sway than even the Vaughns. It was a great shift. It would not be the last. Among the Red Widows, widow's genus was
Because out of all the
quickly
factions I fought
elevated.
against in the first game, I
Widow
enjoyed the
mother,
Pan the
crops
most.
flourished, and the villages spread. The jungle receded from the shore. It is difficult to say. Genus has had charge of her own legend for an age of ages.
It is close to dinner
Suffice to
time,
say there
so...
is enough truth to her vision for me to know her personally, though I was born some 30 mothers hence, and yet, in knowing her,
I'll finish this little story, and then I will... What a stream.
But we get ahead of ourselves, two-handed one. Many seasons passed, and Genus grew stooped and lined as all Pan before her had. In her 77th winter, Genus had another vision. The Thane called to her, and she told her people it was time to seek it out. For the calamity was imminent. 500 Pan were assembled to undertake the expedition. Genus herself, a contingent of Red Widows, a party from each of the villages. Many imagined they would never see their queen again. Those that lived long enough came to know the taste of those words. When Genus, now as young and beautiful as the day she first beat death, emerged from the jungle once more, with 49 immortals at her back, she had been reborn a second time, as an Empress Eternal.
At the very least, chat, this has been Remnant 2. I can officially chalk this off the list of Let's Play games. I still need to add... Oh, there's the pictures for War of the Worlds and Independence Day. Thank you, Ed. I didn't have Discord open, so I didn't see the list. Yeah, I will consider continue playing this game throughout October at the very least. It's a good game to play through for it. It's darker, gritty. It is also October, I'll reiterate, so I'm... Amarella already put her suggestion in for a spooky game for me to play. I am not overly a fan of playing spooky games, especially if no one's gonna derive entertainment from it. As pathetic as this may sound, I actually was tempted to find... I feel kind of pathetic for admitting it. I'm kind of tempted to try Five Nights at Freddy's. I really am. I had been trying to ignore it for the last quite a few years, but as I sat there and I kept watching game theories and stuff, and had watched all of Markiplier's playthroughs of it, I found myself very tempted. But in the meantime, I'm gonna leave y'all at this. And Five Nights at Freddy's is quite playable. I'm gonna continue listening to these stories because I have a feeling that there's something I can get out of it if I do listen to him. And I'm gonna go decide what dinner's gonna be with the old man. I bid you all adieu. I hope you've enjoyed this playthrough, and the next Let's Play game will probably continue being Echoes of Wisdom. It has been... I have 2 save files of it. I'm playing one of them offline because it's just that much fun, and I've got the other one ready to go. So I'll admit it. Some of my... I can't help it. It's like playing Tears of the Kingdom offline. It was just too much fun to ignore it. That's the adieu. Chat, it has been a pleasure.
For years, they searched the forest, battling hunger, storms, and beasts red of tooth and claw. 20 winters passed. Many succumbed to death, or to doubt, by the 21st spring. Only 5 red widows and 44 common pans stood at Genus's side. It was they whom she led into the clearing. It was they who beheld the Thane. It was they who tasted the fruit and felt time's weight fall from their shoulders.